Hi guys, welcome back to Lazy Cow Reactions. I'm so happy to have you join me. This is going to be the 6th episode of Good Witch, titled The Wishes. It looks like Joy and Taylor are going to go on their first date. I think it's Taylor. So that's going to be exciting. And looks like Sam is going to reunite with a band that he played in college. So I'm excited to see it. Obviously, with this being the 6th episode, we're halfway through. There's only going to be 4 more after this. And I'm hoping that after the 10th episode, we will get a notice that they are going to have a Halloween special this year. Again, they didn't last year, but now that things are different, hopefully we will get it. Let's get started.
Previously on Good Witch. Zoe.
Oh, my ring.
We got a ring.
Oh, my coin. Oh, I'm about 4.
They have on scarves, but they don't have on hats or gloves. That's one thing that I always find hilarious with Hollywood, you know?
Worth the fight.
The endless road. It can't go on forever.
That sticks with you.
That was Logan Mann's first hit.
Yeah, I remember when he wrote it. We spent that whole summer jamming in his aunt's garage.
Yeah, it smelled like gas fumes and mothballs in there.
Didn't bother us.
So, we have George, who's taking out Samantha and apparently wants to ask her a question, which, is it a proposal or what? But like I said earlier, what the hell happened? There was, in one of the Good Witch movies, George got married. And then you never saw the woman after that. So any more movies, and then the show, she never appeared again. And they never explained it. You know, like with Cassie at least, they explained what happened to David, her first husband. You know, they explained that he died in the line of duty because he was a cop. You know, because he was pretty much in like all the movies. And then when they decided that they were going to make this a series, it started with her and Sam moving in. So, of course, then there was kind of the will they, won't they between Cassie and Sam. But they explained it that her first husband had died. So that we at least knew. Because I watched the show before I watched the movies. So I wasn't really confused about that because, again, they went ahead and explained it. But with George, I'm kind of like, what the hell? You know? In one of the movies, and I can't remember which one, if any of you know, leave a comment on which one it is. He gets married, like, at the end of the movie, and then the next movie that came out after that, she wasn't there. Or anything after that. And like I said, why couldn't they have at least have explained and said, you know, so-and-so, you know, something happened to so-and-so. So now all of a sudden he's dating this Samantha, which is fine. But it's like, what happened to the woman that was your wife? How do you just completely forget that? Anyways, let's go on.
Tiara?
You mean my homecoming tiara? The one that Principal McDougan mistakenly placed on Dottie's head instead of mine?
You certainly wanted it more.
I even wished for it at the wishing well. You know, between this and Buenos Aires, that's 2 old wishes that have come true in one day. Oh.
Now, careful, Martha.
Oh no.
Ow, 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 ow. Oh my. Well, that was a twist.
It's been a while since I cut a rug.
Cassie, are you there? I'm here.
So, looks like Sam is hopefully getting over his hump so he can go back to surgery. And that's too bad about George. The fact that they cut it like that kind of told you what the ending was going to be, but maybe she'll change her mind by the end of the episode.
Great-grandmother Laurel used to joke that your mom and I went together like peanut butter and jelly.
Jelly or jelly? Jelly? I'm guessing jelly.
Your mother wrote me this letter right after you were born.
If it would help you, I would walk through fire.
Walk through fire?
I don't think so.
And of course, if this was on like HBO or something, they of course would have just ripped each other's clothes off and just, you know, fucked each other right there before his MRI, because, you know, what's the perfect way to relieve some stress before major surgery? But this is Hallmark. It's family friendly. So I'm glad that George said that to Samantha, so hopefully then she will take him up on the offer later. And I swear that Zoe, they've called her Taylor, so maybe Taylor's her last name, maybe it's Zoe Taylor. But I've heard Zoe and I've heard Taylor, so as of right now I'm just going to call her the firefighter until I get that straight. So it's going to be nice to see Joy and Zoe on their date. And I like that Donovan came around to Abigail's thinking, because she did make a valid point. You know, if they lose, then they just kind of blend into the crowd. But if they win, then that's something that they're going to keep their eye on. So that was smart thinking on Abigail's part. So that was nice. You know, of course Sam was going to come up, but then we saw in the previews that he was going to come up and play, so it wasn't a surprise. So either Adam is lying, which doesn't seem right because he's a preacher, but you never know. Or there's someone else who's an admirer. And I'm thinking, you know, I still want Stephanie and Adam to get back together, and maybe they still will, or maybe that ship is completely sailed. But if it's not Sean the French guy, then who is it? Is it like an old flame coming back? Is it someone new? I'm trying to think of who else there is in Middleton. I mean, there's Tom, but he's married to Martha. There's George, but it wouldn't be him. Can't really think of anyone. Maybe we'll find out in the next 10 minutes. Only in Hallmark.
Looks like you did it. Guess it was a good thing that we met.
Hit it, boys. 2, 3, 4.
Only in a Hallmark movie. Or TV show.
I'm all packed up. Need any help?
There she is. She's finally there.
Looks like there's a painting under the painting.
Painting under the painting. Okay.
A coach wearing an amulet. That means there's a second one out there somewhere.
Looks like my wish did come true.
Oh boy. Okay, so it was a good episode. I liked the last couple endings have been kind of mediocre, I thought. You know, it just kind of wasn't really anything too dramatic. But here we had, of course, something dramatic because now we know that there are 2 amulets. So now, of course, there's going to be a quest to find both of them. So it was interesting that Stephanie basically had like 3 guys, although, you know, they're kind of making a big deal about the guy who's the first kiss, and it's like the first kiss usually is not that big. I mean, yeah, it's your first kiss, you're always going to remember it, but it doesn't have to be a big deal if you don't want it to be a big deal. I don't know, I'm feeling a little sad that maybe she and Adam aren't going to get back together. Maybe that ship has sailed, but I'm also kind of hoping that something will happen and Adam will just kind of grab her and kiss her, and they'll figure something out and find their way back to each other. But Sean is okay, you know, I don't really have any qualms with him yet. So Joy and Zoe had their date. Looks like it went well, and I'm sure that we will probably see her again in the next episode. I'd like to know your thoughts in the comments, so please